Hello YouTube and welcome back. So to end the week I thought we would do another Sins of a Solar Empire video, but this is going to be a shorter video, possibly. We are going to do Sins of the Prophets, as you can see on the screen. Well, you might not be able to see Sins of the Prophets on the screen, but it's here someplace. Um, so this is actually a full conversion mod for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. Ah, get that out of here, people. I'm not online. No, go away. Okay, let's get back to information gathering. If you notice I start to droop a little bit, it's because my chair is broken and it's slowly, the office chair will slowly drip down. Drip down. It'll drop. It lowers, so. But anyway, so Sins of the Prophets is a full conversion mod for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion that turns it into Halo. You play as either the UNSC or the Covenant, and you can fight against AI enemies taking over planets and stuff, such as insurrectionists, forerunners, and all kinds of stuff like that. Now that's not why we're here though. We're here because they have this thing. It's called the Flood. Now people have complained that the Flood is OP and too powerful. And yes, they are very powerful. I'm trying to keep this mic near my face so that you can actually hear me until one day I actually get a good microphone for this. The Flood are very powerful. And I will show you right now. We're going to do a small map, actually, because the whole goal here is to survive against the Flood. You can see here, Flood Survival Mode. Warning, extra difficult. This is not the base game mode. Because the Flood are so OP to hell. Like, I mean, completely OP. Because of the way Sins works, they can't incorporate, like, a Flood boarding system or anything where the Flood have to, like, board your ships and fight for them or anything. It's more just like, a Flood spore touches your ship, it's theirs. Makes it very difficult. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start a game in this, and I'm going to play as the UNSC. We're going to have a Covenant ally. Well, not an ally, because then the game will end. And we're going to put him on easy, because the goal isn't to fight the AI. Oops. The goal is to fight the Flood. Now, I don't think I can just start the game without an enemy. I don't think so. Actually, yeah, I forgot to test that. Let's try it. No. Yeah, I have to have two teams. I didn't think that would be a thing. So we're going to make him a Fortifier Easy Covenant AI. So he's just kind of sit over there and probably not do very much. He'll probably die, actually. We'll make him normal. Just, hopefully he doesn't get completely obliterated very early on in the game. But the goal here is we're going to try and survive against the Flood. Now, I could set him to a really hard difficulty, but there's always a chance that he'd attack me. Which defeats the purpose of why we're actually playing this, is we're not playing this to fight him, we're playing this to fight the Floods. Now, I'm going to enable Quick Start, which actually is quite the Quick Start. It actually gives you quite a bit of stuff early on, and that's going to be key to fighting the Flood. Now, my guess here is what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to go anti-fighter, because the Flood spores, I think, are like fighters. So I think the best way would be to try and destroy them. With anti-fighter ships, and then to try and go as fast as I can to get shielding. Because once you get the Infinity, there's an upgrade up in that area that allows you to retrofit your capital ships with light shields. And I think that will definitely help against the Flood. So here we go. Regrets arrival, October 20th, 2552. The Prophet Regrets arrives at Earth accompanied by a fleet of sacred consecration. I don't know. It's just talking about things and googly gaws and blues and blahs. Okay, these are our scout ships. I'm going to build a couple more of those. Build like 4 of those. Now, as you can see, we've already started the game with a Phoenix-class assault ship, which is called Act Unoppressed. And we're going to go solely fighter interceptors. And we're going to go Shiva nukes, because we're going to need nukes to destroy the Flood. I'm going to bring them over here. Fighters. Shiva nuclear warheads as well. I'm sure the developers know a better way to do this. Also, don't worry, I'm not going to start a series in Sins of a Prophets yet. I am going to do an Imperial playthrough of Star Wars Interregnum first. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do one for both the Imperials and the Imperial Warlord Remnants, or if I'm going to just pick one of them and play that, and then I'm going to move on to another mod. I haven't completely decided yet, so we'll see how that goes. Okay. So we've dispatched our scouts to go look around. So our anti-fighter ships are... Are these anti-fighter? No. Trying to remember where our anti-fighter ships are. That's a planetary attack ship. I think it's the Stalwarts.
Many exploration teams have discovered a new colonizable planet.
Yeah. Anti-air and escort ship. Yeah, 48 AAA, double A Helix guns. Yeah, okay, so we need Stalwart class frigates. Where are they on my research? Saber Project, those will probably come in handy. Stalwarts, there. Start researching that design. Also, on a side note, we are playing their 0.75.1 version, if I'm correct. I believe that's the most up-to-date version. With this does include Ye Olde Infinity Warship, as you can see. Oh, here it is. Shield refit. Capital ships and cradles will be able to refit capital ships with shields. Moving capital ships close to capital shipyards begins the refit process, which costs resources and takes time. That's something I think we should try and get to. Unfortunately, we probably won't be able to. On a side note, if the developers, or anyone who knows the developers, happens to watch this, I would like to note, to state, do you see that right there? You see that? Yeah, you see that? It says it's a missile volley, but if you look closely, and if you look here too, if you look closely, it looks more like ODST pods. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It looks like ODST pods. Now, they could be missiles. I don't know. There's no real general gist on what a missile's supposed to look like. But in case that's an accident and it's not actually supposed to look that way, I figured I'd let y'all know. Now you can see there's a dwarf planet there which has a lot of crystal resources, but we're not allowed to capture those as of this second, unfortunately.
Research order complete.
I probably can do the New Horizons research. We're gonna get that out of the way right away and get one of those commerce stations researching, because we definitely are gonna. This isn't gonna be good. Okay, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad once the flood actually start being offensive. We're gonna die pretty fast, and I'm not joking. As I played this with a friend once, we were just we didn't know. I didn't know that the flood was so OP. I thought they were just pirates. I should have realized. I guess they're the flood. But I thought that they would just be kind of like a really OP pirate. Like, well, they are, but I mean, even not that OP. Like, they would completely win. I thought they would just be really strong and hard to beat and look cool. But no, they completely obliterated both me and my friend. And then when we lost, you could zoom out, and we had a multi-galactic system going, so there was a galactic connection, and you could just see a stream, like a solid line of flood ships going in between both galaxies at all times. Like there was a solid stream, it was like this line you see here, this white line. It's like there was it was like a line of that, like that, but thicker, of ships like this. Like just imagine this line with this ship, but all along there. That's how many flood ships were traveling between the galaxies at the time we lost. Yeah, OP. Crap. But I mean, they're the flood, so I guess it kind of makes sense. So I'm not going to complain they're OP, because, let's be honest, they're the flood. Kind of makes sense that they'd be completely OP. And honestly, I think that's kind of cool to include sort of like a flood survival mode in the game. I think that's kind of cool. Personally, anyway, some people may disagree. Some people may think that the devs are stupid and that they should nerf the flood and make them weaker and stuff. But me personally, I like it. I think that having OP enemies is pretty cool. Now the problem here is I'm gonna build orbital platforms, but these things takes like a billion years to become online, so I really need to build them early. But they're not that expensive actually. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I'm going to build a couple around the shipyards here. I'm going to build clusters, kind of like in Halo 3. Halo 3, where they had the clusters around the planet. I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to build some out here, of course, because my shipyards are way the hell out here. So I'm going to build a cluster of 3, like that, to defend that section. Now I'm going to wait, because, I'm broke now in terms of crystal.
I see we've made a few upgrades.
Now, obviously, in a few seconds here, or right now, actually, I can go create a fleet. We'll make the we'll keep that, and we're gonna go take the Okuda place over there first. There they are. Look, it's the flood. Let's zoom in on one of their spores. Crap, I missed. Zoom back out. There they are. Before my ship jumps out, look, Ew. See, these, I think these are kind of like fighters. And they're really weak. They've only got 15 hull. I mean, there's a
Research
Flood
order
Dreadnought
complete.
ship, obviously, but, you know, I mean, that's powerful. But that's basically a Forerunner ship, so, I mean, that's not too surprising. It does, you know, an average of 462 beam damage. But these are the ones you worry about. The ship, you know, you can mass kill ships. I mean, with Mac guns and stuff, you can take out a lot of health on a ship. But these little buggers right here, okay. These things will insta-take your ships, and they look like fighters, I think. They look kind of like fighters.
Orbital structure complete.
So I think that if I employ an anti-fighter fleet, for the most part, I think we will be okay. This is all theoretical, of course, as I've never actually done this before in my life. So
Insufficient
we're
material.
really just kind of going out on a limb here, and we're just going to see what happens. So these say, you can see here, power generator construction, duration 60. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure what duration 60 means, if it means 60 minutes, like an hour, or if it means 60 seconds. I mean, based on how fast everything builds in the game, I would think that probably means 60 seconds, so like a minute. But I'll be honest, I've never, honestly, these things take like years to become active. Now you can see the flutter up there, so chances are they'll go there and jump straight down onto my capital. So the best place to build my orbital defenses will probably be overlapping fields of fire, will probably be like on this side of the planet. Now, yes, I'm not the best at strategical placement of defensive structures, so go ahead and cry me a river that this is a horrible defense setup, but that's how I'm building my defenses, and if you don't like it, then you can just go cry me a river.
UNSC
Yeah.
forces have engaged the enemy.
That's about all I got to,
20
you know,
exploration
counter
teams have
those
discovered
kind of
a new
people.
colonizable planet.
And of course, we have orbital command, which increases. We're going to build an
Planet
orbital command, but we'll build it like there. And then we'll have Saber production fields. We'll build them here because we don't want them next to the front lines because then they'll just get destroyed. Okay, so we took this area. Now, unfortunately, because I'm a smart one, I did not actually give this ship that, so I'm actually going to upgrade it so I can colonize, but I forgot to give it that. I gave it the Shivas because I'm already getting nervous about the flood. Okay, well, we have 3 more capital ship build space, but I'm not going to build anything yet because I would actually like to build a different ship. We're going to build some more Paris-class ships to bulk the fleet and another...
UNSC cannot afford your
Shoot.
request at the moment.
We're out of money already. Gosh dang, we've only been playing for a few minutes.
HFFG reporting in.
UNSC cannot afford your request at the moment.
Yeah, I can't afford my request, my butt. 2 more.
Orbital
Yeah.
structure complete.
But I do have to say, beside the flood being overpowered to hell, which makes sense, so I'm not going to complain that much about it. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. But I don't really mind. Like, I'm not complaining it's overpowered. I'm just saying they're overpowered. And at this moment, you may not realize it because that little planet doesn't all look that threatening. I mean, it's got a few dreadnought ships with little flood spores. You probably don't see the threat yet. The threat comes when either they attack or someone attacks them. Because then they get ships. Lots of ships. Because pretty much they don't destroy your ships. Almost ever. They'll pretty much always take your ships. Like, that's sort of what they do. They take your ships. They don't ever really,
Situation update, please.
it's not really their thing to, destroy anything. It's more like they just take all your stuff. Now, I'm not sure, where the devs are going with this. I haven't seen, they haven't updated, can't talk. They have not updated a new version in quite a while. In quite a while, of course, I mean like a month. I think. Was it October or December that this version I'm playing is released? I don't remember. I think it might have been October, actually.
A new colony has been founded.
There we go. Hey, we established a colony there. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the goal here is to rapidly expand, I suppose, so we'll send that batch to take that planet, because they should be able to. There's, like, a bunch of ships there. They should be fine.
exploration
Okay,
teams
so let's
have
see here.
discovered a new
These have been
colonizable
constructed. As
planet.
you can see, power generation construction. Weapon disabled. Now, I don't exactly know what the 60 mean. Now, these weapons are very powerful. Like, if you actually look at it, they do 1,333 Mach damage, which is a lot. That's a lot of damage. And you can see I have orbital clusters of 3 each. So that's 3 shots. That's, like, if all these stations targeted one cap ship, that would do 3,000 damage instantaneously. Now, I mean, they're probably going to shoot kind of... They shoot kind of slow,
UNSC forces have engaged
obviously.
the enemy.
But, you know, they're big guns, so, you know, what do you expect?
Orbital structure complete.
But, actually, what even am I doing with this? What is
Let's
this?
not outstay our welcome.
Research
Oh,
order
structure,
complete.
decrease in structure building. That would have been
Orbital
something I should have
structure
got before I actually, you know, before I, upgrade, before I start building all those capital ships. Probably would have been a good idea. Okay, so we can build trade ports. So, here's our Oris commercial station. We'll build that next to you. I'm going to build our orbital command next to the shipyard there. Looks pretty cool. And then, I don't know how many slots we've got left. This takes 2 stack slots. How much do I got left? Oh, I got a lot. Let's build a few saber yards over here by these random, these guys here. Oops, I forgot to hold shift. We'll build like,
Insufficient titanium alloy.
that'll work. We'll build 3. Scatter them out over here. See, now I can build these, which I'm going to build saber interceptors, of course, because, well, like I said earlier, I'm going on the bet that those are more like fighter craft than anything, and hello, we have contact with the Covenant already. Well, I guess this is a very small map, so I should have expected that, but I mean, look where he is. He's way down there, and I've got contact with him in his capital ship up here. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's okay. Here, let me show you what nukes do. Let's nuke him. So see, there's the nuke, and then boop! And he gets nuked. Now, because his shields were up, I don't think it did very much, and wow, that's cool. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Switch to cinematic view for a second. Oh, that's beautiful. Just take a picture of that real quick. Now, see, our version of what he's firing is essentially just,
Orbital structure complete. Our capital cruiser is venting atmosphere.
oh, crap. Get out. He's kicking our butt because he's Covenant. You see, it's because he's Covenant. Oh, we got him. Oh. Oh, jeez. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Ooh. Look how close he was to dying, man. Ow. Booped me on the nose on the way out, too. What a evil guy. Now, you can see there. Now, technically speaking, you can see how powerful the Covenant is. We had significantly numbers, and I had 2 capital ships on him. Now, his capital ship was definitely a rank higher than mine. But still, I mean, really, I had 2 capital ships bearing down on him, and he kicked my butt. What's that? A light Corvette. See, if my Mac guns were online, waste this mofo. Can't even see him. Weird. Okay, build all those crystal places. Build them all. And then build these research stations. We'll put them in the back.
Orbital structure complete.
Just one there, and put the rest in that for now. So that I can save my money for a few seconds, or just be like, boom! And then build commerce station. I need more metal. I have like no metal income right now. It's very sad. So this is starting off pretty slow, but we're only 20 minutes in, so, you know, for the time being, it's relatively okay. What's going on there? Oh, it's just flying on through. I suspect we better go start taking more planets, because I suspect since the Covenant was already up here, there's definitely a good chance that he is going to start taking stuff. So we're going to head back down that way and take the planets closer to us.
UNSC cannot afford your request.
Oh, man, Adam, I can't even build a crystal refinery. That's called being broke, people. That's broke.
Colony exploration teams have discovered a new colonizable planet.
Combine our fleets together. So if my fleet, yeah, we'll stop the fleet there, colonize that on the way by. See, now we're going to get some significant crystal resources, which means I can start selling those resources for additional monies.
Orbital structure complete.
Okay. Alright, what's this? Bracing for the storm as one has felt the covenant, I believe the greater preparations.
Slip space jump complete.
Oh, on a side note, did you never realized that there actually was some people, like myself, actually originally believed that the UNSC was the government of the human race. It wasn't. It actually was the United Earth Government, as stated right here, diverting all of their power. The UEG granted relief to colonies, decreasing the cost of emergency shelters, stronger infrastructures. See, that's the,
Orbital structure complete.
that is actually the
Orbital structure complete.
the government that actually existed in the world of Halo prior to the Covenant and everything. It was the UEG was the government. Now, obviously, because of reasons, and those reasons being the Covenant completely destroying human planets everywhere in their wake, you can imagine that a legitimate government sort of started to kind of fall apart here and there. Stupid little ships flying all over the place. Now, I'm hoping the Coveys come down. Or not the Coveys, but I'm hoping that they... Now, you can see, these ones were built first, and they still have this. I honestly don't know how long 60 means. If a developer or anyone who knows watches this, I would like to know, because it would be very helpful for strategy if I knew exactly how long the duration of 60 actually is. Is it legitimately mean I have to wait an hour for those to come online? Because if so... those systems are pretty... those systems must be really upsetting to me. Well, hello, you're up there. What's going on over here? Are you blowing up my planet? No, you're just scouting. Okay. Like, are you blowing up my planet already? No, don't blow up my planet. You know, come on, guys. I just started building here. Build a couple of these. Oh, poop. Oh, boy. And one of those. Now, something I found interesting. Oh, what was I about to say? Oh, no, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I was about to say something. What was I going to say? Figure it out at some point. Do some planetary exploration over there. Maybe we'll find some super-powered, OP, powerful artifact. And then we'll magically be able to blow up the entire universe. That's strangely accurate to Halo, isn't it? Think about it. It is, if you really think about it. Ooh, what's that? Well, that's cool. There's something docked there. Never saw that before. That's a nice touch. I like that. There's a little ship docked on the side of the little fighter stations. I don't know what it is, but there's something docked there. So see here, this is a defense bonus, weapon range, defense bonus, yeah, they coordinate the orbital fire from these guys here, which increases their weapon range and weapon damage. Which probably means they don't usually do 1,333 damage. They probably do something else.
Have engaged the enemy.
Oh, have we? Where? Yeah, there's a light corvette still over there. There's a heavy cruiser here, Crapola. It's just gonna blast right through us, man. We only have frigates here. Frigates are essentially worthless. So watch. This is gonna blow it up. Yep, see, gone. See, the frigates are essentially worthless when it comes to actually fighting anything significant. Where did my other fleet go? Oh, it stopped here because I wanted to colonize this planet. Go colonize it quickly. Quickly! Hurry! You're too slow. We're gonna lose a fleet over here.
Orbital structure.
I mean, we're not even denting this guy, probably. We're probably just giving him free XP with these ships. We should just bug out. Let's get out. Flee. This is the one aspect of this that's very difficult, is that the Covenant already are definitely more powerful than the UNSC. Now, that's not a problem. That's called realistic. The Covenant was more powerful than the UNSC. At the beginning, the end, and pretty much the whole war. the UNSC was
Ground forces
definitely
and planetary
outgunned by the
bombardment.
Covenant in pretty much every aspect. So, to be blatantly honest, being that the Covenant can completely kick your ass in this game is unfortunately very realistic. It sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. In a lot of games, like, they're balanced. Like Star Trek Armada 3, most of the factions except the Borg are pretty much balanced to the point where they pretty much kind of equal. It's more about strategy, who has the bigger fleets, who has the better upgrades. It's a little bit more strategic. In this game, it's more about, well, it's kind of really just about, can the UNSC dwarf the Covenant fleet
Orbital
significantly?
structure.
Until you get the Infinity. Once you get the Infinity, things kind of balance out a little bit, just because the Infinity is, of course, your Titan. So, I mean, that's a big difference. But the Infinity's really big and really powerful. Also, I don't think the Flood Spores can take... Can they take capital ships? I cannot remember if they could take capital ships or not.
Inventory check complete.
Orbital structure complete.
We're getting another Marathon Cruiser to provide more fire support. Kind of like how it is in What am I trying to think here? I'm trying to remember now what I was going to say. Bugger, I can't remember now. I got nothing. I don't remember what it was I was going to say. Poop, I don't remember what it was. Oh, well, that's probably not a big deal. Oh, yeah, here we go. Some Halberd-class destroyers bulk the fleet out even more. We need ships. We need many big ships. We're going to need ships for this, guys. We're going to need a lot of ships. Like, we're going to need big ships to win the war. Icarion? Crap. Is this Icarion? No. This is Icarion. Did he jump in here after me? He did. Yo, you're so screwed now, boy. Really, the best thing to do with the nukes is to wait till their shields are down. So your main weapon is first strike. The UNSC is a first strike faction. Like if all your ships fire their max. Look that. We dropped his shields. Drop a nuke on him now. He'll be dead. Well, he might not die, but it'll hurt.
Venting atmosphere.
There, gone. See, that's the UNSC strength right there. Is dropping shields like a mofo. We can drop shields fairly efficiently. And once the shields are down, we can nuke the hell out of Covenant ships, and they're screwed. Uh-oh. But that I don't think we can fight. Crap. This whole point of this video was to fight the Flood, but this turn of events is maybe I should have just done like a fight against the Covenant AI. Like I should just put like a heroic Covenant AI on and fought them. Fighting against the Flood might take multiple players, to be honest, and it'll probably be more of a long-term game. Come on. Drop his shields. Drop shields on his capital ship and I'll nuke him. His shields are down. Nuke him. Well, it almost killed him.
Our capital ship's hull is critical.
No! We lost our Phoenix. Dang it. Nuke all those little ships. I actually ran tests that there's a prowler hero that you can get. They can place, I don't remember if is it place or fires like havoc nuclear warheads or something. We're bugging out. There's too much firepower for us. We can't fight that. So we may end up losing this war to the Coveys. We may end up losing the Coveys to the Coveys before the Flood even gets to us at this rate. Which is kind of embarrassing, I guess. Well, it's not that embarrassing. I mean, these guys are pretty powerful, so I guess it's not really upsetting that we might lose to them, especially since our only orbital weapon, the only orbital weapon that we can use to really defend planets aside from a star base, and even the star base, honestly, is essentially it'll take like a freaking billion years to actually come online. Are we jumping out, or are we
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
It's not a...
Phoenix class refit complete.
It may end up being here that we're going to have to Because I mean, I was basing my fleet's tactics
order
around fighting the flood, not the covenant. So we may be in some deep trouble at this
Air comm
point.
confirmed. What can I do for you, Commander?
Did we lose another capital ship when retreating? We did. Darn. I don't have enough money. Well, I'm going to say this is kind of a failure on my part so far. Why is that stopped and this one is researching? It's weird. So I'm going to kind of call that this is a bit of a failure on my part so far. Because this wasn't supposed to happen this way. So we might have to divert our fleet power. And you can see why the flood would be dangerous though if you were playing. Like, see, if I was playing with like my friend and he was the Covenant and I was here, then that wouldn't be as big of a deal. Because it'd be like, okay, well, you know, we can just not attack each other, which may be more likely what I'm going to end up having to do to actually have a flood survival, because the Covenant's already pushing on me. And what did I make them, a normal AI? Normal AI, and they're already pushing me back pretty hard. Like, look at this. Now, in all realism, that fleet is not that big, right? In Sins, that's not a really big fleet. Technically speaking, it's probably about the same power as my fleet in normal Sins. But because this isn't normal Sins, this is, oh hey, it's the Corvettes. This is, Sins of a Prophets. Their small fleet is already dwarfs the firepower of my smaller fleet. Like, it just flat out, I'm dwarfed in firepower. Like, I cannot compete with that kind of firepower, which means I'm in trouble, essentially, because I can't push them back. They will continuously push me, but I can't push them, and that is bad. That's not good. Where's oh, is it a cruiser? No. Where is the ship that builds? Well, it should be in there. I would hope it's not in here. Punic class supercarrier, Autumn class heavy cruiser. Yeah, the Sahara heavy prowler. This is actually the prowler that looks like the weird one. You've seen it in Halo before. It's like the one that has like the cloaking feel. It has like the laser cannons on it.
Research order complete.
That's what that one is. Yeah, it has a Shiva. Yeah, it has a Shiva nuclear missile. I remember what I would do is I would jump into systems with like 3 of these. I would nuke once, drop the shields, nuke twice if the shields are still up, and I would just obliterate entire like sections of the Covenant fleet. But the Covenant fleet was so big that there was no way I could actually combat the fleet. Like, it was just too powerful. Like, there was no way I could actually fight their fleet. So what we're gonna have to probably do is we're gonna have to retask the defensive forces, probably to combat the threat of the Covenant now, instead of the threat that we were originally going to be theoretically combating. Oh, poopity poop. But, I mean, what are you going to do, right? Not everything works out the way you planned, I suppose. I don't believe I have enough to finish building all of these. So, 1, 2, and I gotta wait, buy some metal. Tact slots need to be upgraded first, dang it. Ah, okay. Now you can see my two of my resources are ridiculously high right now.
Do not be afraid. I am peace. I am salvation.
Oh, fudge. Now, the flood have become activated. The flood are now going to begin their attack someplace. And this is the part that I was worried about. Divert back to fighters. I don't know where they're going to attack. I mean, they could attack there, but the Coveys were there. So I can't really see what's there. Oh no! Oh no! I don't know if I'm ready for this. Switch back to fighters.
Orbital structure complete.
Oh god, this is what I was worried about because the Flood are really OP, and once the Flood get
More
involved,
preliminary research is required.
we're in trouble. It's before they get involved that the problem won't be a big deal. Okay, let's build 14 scouts. No, not 14 scouts. Build like 6 scouts. What are you guys going after? Oh, that one random. That stupid little ship flying around over there, bugging the crap out of me. Yeah, you can see how high my resources are right now. It's not bad, actually. It's pretty good. Got a pretty high crystal income, and then, of course, my metal income is Garbo. But what are you going to do? Oh, no!
Ground forces are under planetary bombardment.
I know! Stop going after people. We have problems. Put the fleet over here. We have issues. Get the fleet together. We have to push them back. We cannot allow the Coveys to take out our stuffs. Improved capacitors. Oh yeah, this improves the orbital defenses as well. So let's get that. Now what would be good is we had a cradle repair ship. Or cradle repair ships. I actually thought the cradle repair ship was able to enter hyperspace and fly around, but it can't. It actually only stays in one place. So the Flood are definitely active, but the problem is I have no idea where they're going. Is there enemy fleet jumping in here? They're probably going to jump in there. They passed by here a second ago and they disappeared, so I don't know where they're going, but I'm going to assume, yeah, they're going this way. We're taking the fleet that way. Diverting our fleet.
Frigate heavy standing by.
Divert the fleet to engage the,
Get us underway immediately. I'll clear it.
We're moving the fleet to engage the Coveys that are attacking us up here. They're attacking our hangar bays. Look at that. Plasma weapons. The way of the future, children.
Research order complete.
The way of the future. Not safe. Not safe. So we're going to move our fleet, which is definitely larger than it was last time we had to fight the Coveys, but whether it's stronger than last time I had to fight the Coveys is to be seen.
Research order complete.
Now I'm actually, because we're kind of getting our butts kicked all over the place, I'm going to actually see how many of these I can build in the home gravity well here. Because honestly, I don't really need most of that other stuff. These take up 4 logistics slots each. Stupid hit. Yeah, there's the limit. Okay, so how many did we just build? We are at... We're just under that. So we have 6 right now. And of course we have a couple built at these outer ones. So if we can hold these outer places like this one, which we're starting to lose stuff on right now, which is unfortunate. My fleet's en route though.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
There they are. There's the fleet.
I see we've made a few upgrades.
Go.
Get us underway immediately.
Engage. Destroy them. They're coming after us. Okay, excuse me a sec. Check my phone. It beeped. An orange banana. My girlfriend apparently ate an orange banana for breakfast. I didn't know bananas came in orange, to be honest. But
Clear it with Admiral.
what do I know? If no one's laughing, that's fine. I'm a bit of an idiot, so I understand. Okay, so now let's max that out. Max that up. No, not that one. This one. Max that one out. So we should only need like a couple more of these, really. Oh. I hate when they're uneven like that. It drives me nuts. Take that away. Okay, well, where are we now?
Planet-side infrastructure.
Okay, we're almost to the Infinity Warship, but we do have shield refit, which is what I want. What's that? Shit! It's the flood. Look, they have attacked with a random flood ship or a random Covey ship. They're attacking. I think that's an anti-fighter Covenant ship too. My fighter defenses are worthless. Infected or uninfectable. Abilities disabled, passive regeneration disabled. Basically, the ships get really crippled out once they get infected, but they're infected is the problem.
Ground forces are under planetary bombardment.
Yeah, so he's attacking me. So really, I should probably go deal with that because I kind of don't want to lose that planet because I'm going to need it to build research stations on. Oh, hello. Oh. Oh, are my guns firing now? Well, something killed him. I doubt it was my fighters, to be honest. Are these systems, are they working? Well, he turned around and he died, so they must be firing. Okay, well, my fighters will hopefully be able to not probably be able to handle that. Yeah, the pessimistic response of all time. My fighters could probably not handle that at all. So how do we build? Oops. How do we build these? Ah, okay, so the Phoenix class colony ships are one of those. So let's just put another one into that. We don't really need that yet. Okay, we're gonna jump that way. We're gonna try and take them out because we really need to get the Infinity.
Planet-side
We
infrastructure.
really need to get the Infinity. Like goals, people, goals to get the Infinity. I'm also going to build a couple of these cradles because they'll help me refit my capital ships, which I don't have that many of at this very second, but we will soon, very soon. But I got to research more, so because we need that design, and we need the Halcyon, and then we need the Aeon Carrier. No, we don't. We need the Autumn, and then we need the Orion, because the Orion is like our super ship, capital ship killer thing, which would be very helpful. Okay, let's see if this goes horribly wrong and against our favor.
Situation update.
Now, I don't know if that little ship can launch spores. Oh, look, they have a Sharon frigate bombarding my planet. How nice of them. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Theoretically, we should not have a problem here. I don't think this many flood ships is going to be a problem. Usually the problem comes when they can launch a lot of... That doesn't sound particularly healthy. Yeah, see, boom, 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 boom. Gone. Okay.
I'll clear it with Admiral Cole.
Okay, now let's flank around this way, and we're going to launch our strike against this. Well, our fighters might kill it before we get there, which is fine. Yeah, okay. So our first engagement with the Flood is peachy. We're good. We're still good.
Research order complete.
But I do need to establish orbital defenses here. I have come to this conclusion because this planet is probably going to get attacked quite often. So I'm going to put my orbital defenses... I have to put them on this side because I don't have a space station here as of the moment. So that'll be problematic. So, and then we can put some...
Additional orbital infrastructure required.
What? Oh, I don't have the infrastructure for it. Okay. They don't cost that much. They only take one tax slot, and I mean that means you could have a lot of these. Like, I mean, look, what's the tax slot's maximum on this planet right now? 26. So that means you could have 26 Mac guns. But you see, the problem is they probably shoot slow. They don't really have that much hull defense. I mean, they only have about 2,000 hull, which is way less than any of my capital ships do. And also, I'm gonna put like the space station right there.
Under planetary bombardment.
Oh, dang it! Who's attacking what now? What? Ah, there's flood spores. See, this is what I don't want. Flood spores. These little buggers. I don't know where they came from. But oh, they're coming from this. Oh! It's a flood carrier from sea. It's a good thing my fleet's not there right now. But look. They blew up my ship. They blew up my they're attacking my stuff. Now, are any of these online, please? Because I really need that thing destroyed. I don't know if any of these are even online right now. My cradles are trying to repair this. I'm surprised the flood sport... Oh, no! Look, look, see? They took it, and then they blew it up. See, they're just waltzing through my defenses. I really need that destroyed. Problem is if I bring my fleet in, I'm probably screwed. My fleet will probably get captured, but I cannot afford to lose my homeworld, so I kind of have to. But look at this. All of my fancy defense ships, dead. Really. See what I mean? Like, you look at this. Look at this. The Flood are seizing all of my stuff. See, I told you, the Flood are OP to hell. Look at this. Now they have my Saber bombers. My capital is essentially buggered at this point. See, look at that. One Flood Spore ship jumped in and has now taken every single one of my buildings from me. Has taken a couple of my defense platforms, blown up the rest of them. And now my fleet's en route to try and stop them, but, I mean, chances are I'm probably just going to lose them, too.
I can give you racing stripes if you got a bottle of whiskey.
I can give you racing straps if you got a bottle of whiskey. That's a weird, very strange comment. See, when I said the Flood was OP, I wasn't completely joking. As you can see, the Flood are OP. Like, OP. Okay, the Flood are OP. It's like a given. The Flood are just OP. I mean, I don't really know what to do. I mean, I guess I could just construct additional defenses here. I guess I could just construct more defenses at one of these other two planets and hold there. But I mean, after this, I mean, this is kind of definitive of what's going to pretty much happen in this game. That was one Flood ship. What, is it gone now? No, that's right. It's infecting the planet. Now, I will grant that I am happy that they can't insta-take a planet, even though probably they realistically should be able to insta-take a planet. But look how much health this thing has. Look at this. It has over 100,000 health. Not one of my capital ships could match that kind of health. Not one. So we got to destroy that stupid ship. See, all these flood spores here are what can take stuff. All of those flood spores can take planets or take ships and stuff. That's the problem. Now, technically, I can nuke around. If I nuke nearby them, they will die. And we're gonna drop a nuke on that. We're gonna drop our nukes right on that this freaking spore ship here because it's got so much health. We can't really afford to risk it. We'll put 2 nukes on it once we get in range. See, then he's firing more flood spores at us. Here goes nothing. See, I have a bunch of anti-fighter ships, so hopefully we will be okay. There. I think we got him. No, he's still alive. Crap. And now he's right next to my fleet. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted, people. Destroy him, please. Nuke. Destroy. Kill. Blow him up. Nuke him again. Did you nuke? You did nuke. I've launched all 3 nuclear warheads at this guy. He's not dead. Kill him. He's taking my ships. Blow him to pieces. Please. See, that's why I had so many anti-fighter ships roaming about. My goal was to have these anti-fighter ships that would protect me from the spores, which is kind of working, but he's launching so many of them that it's not really working. And they just took my, ship. They took all my capital ships. Yeah. You see why the Flood is... Look at this. See, you cannot fight the Flood like this. Just gonna take a second and, just cry on the inside. As you can see, my ships. We finally blew him up, I think. We took him out, but now the Flood have taken my ships. So now I have to fight my own capital ships and destroy them. All that money I put into building them, and look at my defensive grid. Everything on this planet has been taken. Everything. You see what I mean by the Flood is OP? See, the Covenant are OP in their own way. Because they can obliterate a UNSC fleet with barely any ships. Right? That's one thing. But they're OP for a reason. Their OP is that they can destroy you really fast. The Covenant's OP is they steal your shit. That's more OP. In my opinion, that is worse than just blowing it up. That's like an insult. Like, it's an insult to injury. Like, look at this. This poor little halberd destroyer has been designated the flagship of this tiny little ragtag fleet, and he's about to go up. I mean, we're outgunned right now, pretty much. I mean, we're fighting... We're significantly outgunned. These freaking prowlers have joined my fleet and are fighting with me, barely, to take out 2 of my own freaking capital ships that were my capital ships. And we're basically out of ships. I don't have any way of producing ships at this particular planet at this point. All I can really do is fall back to the next planet, build some construction equipment, and deploy more ships. Like, this is all I can do. Like, it's all I can do. And it's really, really annoying. I mean, I can't even build them there because I put so many research stations there, which I don't really want to break. But, I mean, you know, if I have to, I have to, I suppose. I mean, I've established... Okay. So you see there, you see more ships, more Covey ships have just jumped into this system. And these aren't Coveys, I mean, these are, what are they called? I'm losing my mind. Okay, you can see, though, my Mac guns are online. Okay. So what I'm guessing is that it is 60 seconds. It is a minute. But it doesn't go away, which would be nice. I don't know if they can do that, though, devs. I don't know if you can do that. If you can actually make the icon go away. Like, okay, it's very clear that this gun fired. But you can see it still says power generator construction. Duration 60, weapons disabled. It takes time to construct the ground facilities that support these powerful defense stations. Now, it'd be nice if that would go away. I would love, if that would go away, I would be in heaven. Like, that would be great. Because then I'd actually be able to tell when my guns were operational. Because for the longest time, I always just assume that because I can still see it, it's obviously not actually fixed. This plan doesn't even have the logistic slots to support a fleet force. No. Well, in that case, we will build one there, and we'll go over here. Yeah, that planet's already all screwed up. We're like an hour into this, and we've been completely boned. I might just call it game for now, just because I kind of got boned of my capital. It's kind of boned right now. But, I mean, this was really just sort of to show off the fact the Flood are really OP. And as you can see, the Flood sort of just showed up in my system here with one Flood Spore ship, one Flood Spore carrier ship, and have essentially obliterated my entire fleet and almost took my capital. But they took all the buildings at my capital, which means I will have to build a fleet and literally retake the capital planet from them. And you can see the only ship that survived the whole battle was this one little freaking flood-infested Paris-class heavy frigate. So I'm just going to call that a video. Next time, I think we will actually do a survival against like a really hard Covenant player instead of the Flood. The Flood are just a little bit too OP for me. So we'll probably do that. But I could probably come back from this, but I don't really want to, because I'm demoralized. But maybe we'll continue this. But it's almost the hour mark, so I gotta stop filming. So, you know what? No. Yeah, I will continue this. I will post another part of this as an extra video sometime next week, so you guys can see if I was able to recover from this. And I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I will try. I will try to recover. Wait, what am I doing? Don't destroy those yet. I can still build orbital structures. I can only build one. Okay, that's fine. Destroy those. Once those blow up, we can build more.
Enemy Titan detected.
I just heard Covenant Titan detected. That pretty much means we're boned, because it's going to be very difficult for me to already get back up to the stupid infinity now. I have to like go take that planet back and everything. Destroy that, actually. This isn't going to be easy. We definitely need more Mac guns. It's more Mac guns everywhere. It's everywhere. I need, like, orbital Mac defenses around every little tiny foothold of my planets to keep them under my protection. Mac guns are forever. Mac guns are forever. I have so much money now, I can just spam Mac guns everywhere. Hey, look. It's another Flood Spore carrier form. We're going to lose this planet, too. You see what I mean? We've lost that planet, too, because I just started building the orbital defenses. There's no way that planet will be operational in time to protect itself. So, essentially, I just wasted money. And I'm actually going to go in here, and I'm going to cancel all of those, because that was all a waste of money. Because this planet cannot defend itself properly from this kind of an attack, because it needs a fleet. I need a fleet to destroy those flood ships. But I don't have a fleet to destroy those flood ships. So, the best bet I have... Actually, let's just make this an extra long video. So, because it's kind of clear to me that we're probably kind of winding to the point where I'm probably just going to lose. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bunch of Mac gun clusters all over this planet. Okay? All over this planet. We're going to max that, max that. We're going to build Mac gun defense platform clusters all around this system. Not those. Not those. These. Little Mac gun defense platforms everywhere, overlapping fields of fire. We're going to fortify the hell out of this planet. How much we got left? I don't know how much that took up. We'll let that finish. We're going to try to save this. We're going to try and save this, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. You can see we're still making money from our other planet because it's still technically ours. It's just that we don't have any friendly buildings there. That all the buildings are hostile. Build that up here. That way we can construct a fleet. While that works. So let's go take a look.
Planet-side infrastructure complete.
See? There's... Let's see what's worse about it this time, though. Is I don't have...
Orbital structure complete.
I don't even have, I literally have no ships that can come over and try and destroy that flood carrier form. I don't have anything. So I pretty much just have to sit here and hope that they don't attack this planet. And they are! That's game, guys. Pretty much. There's a flood carrier form right here. I probably won't have time to build ships. Because these aren't even fully operational yet. Quick! Mass produce these! Well, not only those, but, you know, we need those to protect against flood spore carriers. Build Halcyon light cruisers. Anything! Build anything! See? Look. Anti-fighter support. Come on, man.
Stalwart reporting in. Stalwart class frigate ready for order.
Let's see, they're coming around to attack me now. It's the last stand. We're building a bunch of anti-fighter frigates to try and counter their dumbass, stupid pro bastards. Not even to put on any controls on them. We're just gonna let them do what they do.
Who needs an escort?
Orbital structure complete.
Here they come. Fire at will, gentlemen.
Orbital structure
See, they do pretty good against flood spores.
Together,
See, as long as these are actually targeting the flood spores, we're kind of okay.
our target.
But I need them targeting flood spores. If they stop, even like if they stop, like that ship's probably gonna. That ship is. These ships are infected. This ship might be infected. I'm not sure. It got hit by one flood spore. I'm not sure how many flood spores it actually takes to infect a ship.
Class frigate ready for order.
But we just lost one ship. You see, we're trying here. I'm trying. I'm not just giving up here. I'm trying to come back. Do I even actually have the ability to actually build them? Oh, almost. I think the research won't finish though because I don't have access. Cancel that. Let's build some Paris class ships.
Insufficient titanium alloy.
See, the problem here is that I'm just losing ships. See, boom, I'm losing ships because this thing fires so many spores that if you don't have the first strike advantage or shield, if you don't have a first strike advantage with the UNSC, like a big fleet, to just come in and blow it to pieces the minute it comes into the system, you're going to be screwed. And as the Covenant, your only advantage is your shield. So once your shields drop, you're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. You're boned. So as you can see, we're essentially going to lose. Because I've essentially lost these planets. I mean, I can build stuff at them still.
Colony command signal.
That one's
lost.
gone. I mean, I can still technically build stuff at this colony ship here, this planet here, even though they own three of my Mac guns out front here to defend that I was using to defend myself. You see, they own my construction drone, one of them. Oh. Now, what are you using? Oh,
Planet-side infrastructure.
they're automatically attempting to deconstruct enemy buildings. That's nice of them. I mean, as much as I could probably come back from this, all they really need to do is send a flood spore ship to my planet, and then I lose. So you can see why the flood is OP. I'm going to just cut the video here. But that's why the flood are OP, people. So if you ever play Sins of the Prophets, make sure you turn the flood off if you want to have a legitimate game between the UNSC and the Covenant. If you plan on sort of having a survival thing where you and your buddy play as opposite teams, but you're really fighting the flood as like a team kind of thing, turn the flood on. And I wish you the best of luck from one commander to another. So you guys have a great day. And if you ever see a flood spore, shoot it with a shotgun, light it on fire, and then nuke it. It's the only way to be sure. Nuke it from orbit. Quotes.